Hey everyone, my name is Greasy Max and this video is going to be about maintaining your hair while growing it out. So from the early stages, this is about how you should trim your hair and why you should trim your hair, because many people ask me about how I have it trimmed and why I have it trimmed when the whole purpose of growing out your hair is to not cut it. So I want to show you what you do and why you should do it. For those of you that are struggling to grow your hair out between 3 and 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, for those of you that are really struggling, get a trim. A trim really helps. It really helps boost your confidence and it really helps make you feel nice again. Even if you're struggling to grow it out and you feel like it's just not falling right or it's not styling right, go get a trim and you'll feel 100% better, because that's what I've done and I'm now feeling a lot more confident about growing it out and I'm excited for the next few months. So I've been growing my hair for 4 months, and for those of you that have missed it, I'm growing it out from an undercut. So just forget this top part. These sides are 4 months long. At the 4-month mark, I decided to trim my hair a little bit because it was getting quite scruffy. It was getting a little bit hard to style and a bit unkept. Just when you look at my hair previously, it was kind of a bit wispy over the ear. The back was starting to look a bit like a mullet, and as I said in the last video, a mullet might be a thing, but for me, it should stay in the 80s. I think when growing your hair out, it looks a lot better when you grow it out evenly and balanced, especially when you've got an undercut, because you've got that transition of the long hair and the short hair on the sides. Now with the sides, I haven't had any of the sides touched up from here upwards. So the only part of the sides I've had really trimmed is this little triangle here. She clipped that up and basically took the scissors, and if you just follow, as you can see, if you just follow your ear line straight down, and it's kind of a diagonal line down. If you look at any kind of person who has a lot of men who have long hair, take Jay Alvarez for example. He before grew this all out and he didn't have it trimmed here. So when you look at how he used to tie it up, there wouldn't be any little sideburn here. Now if you look at his hair now, he's had it trimmed and there is this little triangle here. So a lot of men do it just so it looks a little bit more masculine. It doesn't really matter, to be fair, but I prefer it when you do have that little bit of a sideburn. That little triangle really keeps it stylish and it really keeps it clean looking. Although it might be at different stages all around and look a little bit scruffier, it just keeps it stylish, it keeps it tidy, it keeps it fresh. So now another part that I've had trimmed, which we've touched on already, is the back. So what my mum has done, she's basically shaven all the baby hair off, so the little fluffy hair that's really annoying, just not very nice, she trimmed that, she's basically shaved that all off up until it reaches my hairline. So with the back of the hair, what she has done is she hasn't used a razor on my hair, she's used scissors and she's basically just trimmed up. So it's kind of like a little bit of a fade using scissors. I've trimmed the back by about 1 inch, maybe a little bit more than 1 inch, just because it was starting to look like a mullet. My hair would be curling round here, and especially when it's not that long on the sides and on top, that can look really weird and kind of just unbalanced, and it's not really what you want. It doesn't look too bad if you haven't got an undercut, but with an undercut, just imagine this. So you've got the hair coming back here, and then you've got more hair coming down here. The aim of this style of trim is for the sides and the top to catch up with the back. So that means that when it's growing, it's all kind of growing back and it's hitting the same level here. And at that point, you can grow it out all together. The back is the last place you want to grow, which is why you can afford to take those couple of inches off the back. On the top, this is a main part for a lot of people. You don't necessarily need to touch, it depends how long your hair is from the undercut. So obviously I've had an undercut for about 3 years now and I got really bored of the hairstyle, which is why it's so long on top and short on the sides. On the last video, it came to just below my chin, a little bit past my chin. And for those of you that have seen it, my hair now, I've had it trimmed, comes down to, oh, it's growing a little bit. So yeah, I've had about 1 inch off the top. And a lot of people will be watching this and they'll be wondering why I've had that inch off the top. And it just makes it a lot easier to handle. My hair's been a lot easier to style. And that inch isn't needed right now because, as I've said, you want your hair to catch up with the back, you want it to grow nicely and evenly. Something really simple, but it makes the growing out process look a lot better. If you look at Jared Leto's hair as he's growing it out, it's all at the same length and it's all balanced. And that's the kind of goal that I want, because it's kind of keeping it stylish, it's keeping it clean, while going through those crappy awkward stages which everybody hates. So this is kind of an easy way, an easy stylish way to trim your hair and maintain it while you're going through those first kind of say 6 months, just to balance it out and get the right levels. But you're not taking off any of the main body, you're just taking away the edges. And if you've got an undercut like me with a long top, you can afford to take an inch off the top, because your main priority right now is getting these sides long and getting the top, this part long. I definitely recommend having that early trim at about 3 or 4 months. I've done it on the 4-month mark, and the next time I do it, I don't know, probably around 7 to 8 months, but we'll see. You don't necessarily need to follow that, it's whatever suits you best. I hope you've enjoyed the video, I hope it's helped. Let me know if you'd like any more tips or tricks on anything to do with hair, and I will see you soon. So thank you very much for watching.